Hello there, welcome to the Super Eagles Watch podcast brought to you by Hot Sports, live from the HS studios in Ikeja, Lagos. Our passion is to bring the best of footballing fashion to your car, office, or living mansion. So get ready for your own ration because we're in with fantastic interaction in every single fraction. My name is Chuma Nnoli, and I'm here with my G as always, Wale Adigun. Wale, nice to see you after the last episode where we spoke about the Super Eagles and the fallout of their experience in Libya and all of that. Man.
I'm hoping I can make an impression on this session.
That was the right expression, actually.
Oh, nice.
So speaking about expression, our players now who do not have a chance to express themselves in an away game against Libya will have a chance to express themselves playing for their respective clubs in Europe this coming weekend. We'll pick the guys in England first up because there's Alex Iwobi who has been proving his mettle with Fulham alongside Calvin Bassey as well, a defender for the Super Eagles. And then there's the likes of Taiwo Awoniyi of Nottingham Forest, and Wilfred Ndidi, who plays for, of course, the Brilliants of Leicester City, who'll be up against Southampton this weekend. Ndidi looks like a guy who keeps improving. From my POV, he now starts having assists, or he started having assists in games in the Premier League beyond that guy we knew as a defensive midfielder.
So actually, I mean, this is as a result of the work Enzo Maresca did with him last season in the Championship. So you can attribute this to some Maresca, impact. It was giving him a bit of license to roam forward. So all through last season in the Championship, you were seeing Ndidi contribute goals and also assists. And I think that Steve Cooper has just allowed that system to remain at Leicester, and that's what we're seeing more this season. And I think with the Super Eagles also, this batch of qualifiers, you see us now, we're giving him a bit of license to roam forward with Frank the Tank Onyeka, sit back, both of them interchanging in those positions. So expect to see him have an impact again. They had a win in the last Premier League game. They are 15th on the table, but they're up against the Southampton side who are really piss poor right now, 19th. There's Joe Aribo there as well, although Joe Aribo seemed to have not been under international recording recently. But hey, under Russell Martin, he's played a couple of games in the Prem, but they haven't also impressed. I must admit, they've been playing some good stuff, but they have not been getting results. Does that change against Leicester City at St. Mary's? We'll wait and see, but you get a feeling that Wilfred Ndidi might just come out on top here.
We have to, and Marco Silva is trying to push Fulham to get gold in his own right, really, because they've had a decent season so far. Fulham, it's an away experience they've had in the past where they have won, but this is a home game for them against Aston Villa, one of the high flyers in the Premier League this season. Calvin Bassey in defense, Alex Iwobi supporting attack. Any chance for these Nigerians to shine against Villa? Yeah,
it's possible. Very much possible. Plus the fact that they are fresh. They didn't play the last batch of qualifiers, so they are very much fresh. Marco Silva will be counting on them, especially Alex Iwobi, who has formed a fantastic partnership in midfield and in forward areas with Andres Pereira, Al Jimenez, Adama Traore, and the rest. And there's Calvin Bassey, who sometimes can be a ticking time bomb, but he needs someone who is much more of a calmer head to really help him out. You see that a lot of Super Eagles in the three at the back. He has William Troost and he has, I almost said Tosin Adarabioyo, but he has,
we moved on to Chelsea.
But he has the West Brom Seyi Ajayi providing a lot of calm and leadership for him. He's still a young guy, but I think that Fulham, he has a chance to be able to reach the next level in his development. So I'm hoping that they can really do it against Villa, although their record against Villa, not so good. They've lost their last 3 against Aston Villa, who are level on points with Chelsea. In 4th, I think, and they are 4 points behind Liverpool, who are table toppers. So it's a Villa side who have got John Duran, who's scoring goals, Premier League and also internationally. Right so they have to be wary of that. But on the brighter side, Fulham have not lost at home this season, and they've scored 6 goals, considered 3.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I think that there's a chance that they might get something in this one.
I joke around with this a few times that basketball has Kevin Durant, football has Duran right now. Okay, so let's see what other sports will have. Maybe Tehran could be somebody in athletics. Just joking, by the way, we know that's connected to Iran as a country. Okay. But moving on, there's Nottingham Forest, so I know Taiwo Awoniyi, unfortunately, didn't really have a chance to prove his mettle with the Super Eagles when we won our first game on Friday by a 0-0. And then, of course, he would have been hoping to have a chance to play against Libya. That game never came to fruition. And Nottingham, too, he's not been as consistent as he would have loved to be because of the injury concerns. Are we looking at him perhaps starting this weekend?
Yeah, I'm not too sure yet. Not too sure. I think that the coach, that's Nuno Espirito Santo, wants to take it a bit easy. He seemed to have also arrived at an 11 that works for him. You know, this season I think they've lost only once. At the point in time, they even were unbeaten until they had their first loss against Chelsea.
I want to ensure nothing harms their forest.
Against Chelsea, they did really well. You know, they got a point off Chelsea, who were high flying at that point in time. And the way Nuno has set up his side is just one big man up front, and that's the New Zealand guy up front, and the wing guys, you know, always on the break. It sets them to be very much solid defensively. So Taiwo Awoniyi will have to buy this. He has to beat his time here, you know, with Forest. His time will come. Maybe they start easing him in the cups, but his time will definitely come. But he needs to reach full fitness, because remember that there was a point last season when he was really fit and it gave Premier League defenders a scary time. Manchester United can always testify to that if you do remember. So. On his day, he's a fantastic striker, but he needs to get back to tip-top form for him to be able to be counted on by Nuno Espirito Santo.
He has to, and for Victor Boniface, he has a point to prove to people who want to doubt his abilities. I know he's been responding to a few of these guys who have said, hey, for all of your brilliance with Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga, you're yet to score 4 super goals this year. He didn't score again despite playing for over 60 minutes in the fixture on Friday. But he's back to where you want to call a comfort zone for Leverkusen. And they had a game against Frankfurt at home. I know it's not been that swashbuckling Leverkusen that we saw last season, who finished the entirety of the season unbeaten in the Bundesliga. But they still will be alongside Bayern, favourites for the title this term. And he's got a couple of goals for them already in the Bundesliga. So it's that kind of match where we could think of a Boniface scoring potentially for Leverkusen.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, the way they play through Boniface. You know, their wing backs always try to get him, you know, on the byline, get the crosses to him. Florian Wirtz also tries to combine with him. But yes, the problem, you know, Bayer Leverkusen don't have a Boniface problem. It's scoring. The last game he played, he scored twice. You know, but the problem Bayer Leverkusen have right now is that they cannot hold on to leads.
Right.
They led 2-0 against the Olsen Kiel, and then they let it go. 2-2. So it's something Xabi Alonso has to really fix up. Boniface is doing well. With the Super Eagles, I think his time will come. He will score. Right. He could have been against Libya in Benghazi, we don't know. But he will score, he's playing well. But at Leverkusen, I don't have any issues with what he's doing. I just have an issue with the collective. And this game is a banana skin game. Eintracht Frankfurt are flying out this season. They played an exciting 2-2 with Bayern Munich before the international break. And they have an Egyptian who is scoring goals for fun, Omar Mamouche, who also scored during the international break as well, you know, for Egypt. He is one that is also gunning for that golden boot in the German Bundesliga. So that's how Boniface and Omar Mamouche go head-to-head for that golden shoe prize in the Bundesliga. But it should be a good game, and I think that Boniface, I'll put small money on that. Should score.
You don't talk about I'll have to follow him after this podcast episode. Well, naturally, Nigerians love the Premier League, so I can imagine that the Premier League will always be a priority when we have conversations like this from a Nigerian POV. Well, please, I would love you to be part of what we do here every single time. It's our consistent drive and continuous drive to promote Nigerian football. So please, you can subscribe and follow what we do right here with Hot Sports NG. We're also on X and Instagram, Hot Sports NG. We give it to you like it's hot as it drops on the spot. That's what we do right here. Chuma and Wale still in the studio.
Drop it like it's hot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're right on point with this one. And it's the king of sport, you know, football now.
That's quite a lot.
Well, we spoke about the Premier League. We spoke about the Bundesliga. Now let's go to the Talent Serie A, because we have a nominee for the Ballon d'Or and favorites right now for the African Footballer of the Year award, Ademola Lookman, our guy, coming through. May not have scored against Libya on Friday, but we know that it's always a high day for him anytime he plays for both Nigeria and Atalanta, who will be in action this weekend too in the Serie A.
Yep, and I've said it, any opportunity I have, he's Nigeria's best player. He's Nigeria's most important player right now, even from a Super Eagles POV, you know. And Gianpiero Gasperini even said it during the international break that he will be voting for Ademola Lookman because it's the reason why they won the Europa League. So this weekend he'll be hoping to wreak havoc for Atalanta, and he's done well this season. He's been involved in quite a number of goals. He's scored, he's assisted as well, and his stock can always continue to rise. You know, another goal once again just continues to see him as an African Player of the Year elect. I think he's Africa's best player right now. All due respect to what Sergio Guirassy did last season, what he's doing this season. Omar Mamouche mentioned him earlier on, Mo Salah. But I think Ademola Lookman, his body of work in the year under review has been really compelling. And I think that we can add to all of that, you know, with a fantastic performance this weekend for Atalanta.
I'll just debate a bit, really, following up with what you said, because I wanted to go to other leagues. But I think the beauty around Ademola is the spread of the success. You know, there have been times where, for example, Okocha had a fantastic January, February. Scored in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup for Bolton Wanderers. Came to the AFCON, scored 4 goals, 2004. And then by the time the award was being voted for towards the end of the year, people forgot. There was also the time, too, that John Mikel Obi had a fantastic 2013, did well with Nigeria, won the Nations Cup, went to the Europa League with Chelsea, won it as well, too. By the time the award was being voted for towards the end of the year, people forgot. Ademola Lookman, like you said, the spread for me, which is why I think that for me, is still the red-hot favourite any time. AFCON, 3 goals or so. One of Nigeria's best players in the competition. Nigeria got to the final. Middle of the year, Europa League. Hat-trick, helped the team win the competition. Towards the end of the year, scoring for the Super Eagles and scoring for Atalanta. So the spread is incredible, bro.
So if you're going to apply recency bias, it still goes in there because, like you said, the other Nigerian players suffered from recency bias because there was a new flavor of the month that came in, and they all forgot what they had done, you know, all through the year. But with Ademola Lookman, he has sustained it, and that was also his testament to his consistency as a football player. Players normally have off days, but with Ademola Lookman, you get a feeling that every match day is always up for it. So I really agree with you. That alone is enough to say that, hey, we are going to have back-to-back Nigerians being African players.
Can't wait. I feel like, Tim, with these few points of mine, I hope that you can believe me that that's what's going to happen. As we wrap things up right now, more about players, a few more, of course, playing. This guy's going to be going back to Sevilla. Kelechi Iheanacho didn't even have a chance to taste action at all against Libya on Friday. But he'll be hoping that he can have more of those appearances for Sevilla, a team that he joined from the Premier League from Leicester City. And, you know, Dele Bashiru too in the Italian Serie A. Some of these guys are going to different territories. I'm sure our biggest prayer at this stage will also be that these players who are standout stars for us don't get injured. Because in 3 weeks' time, 4 weeks' time, we'll be calling upon them again as Nigeria to play for us in more AFCON qualifiers.
Oh, yeah. For Kelechi Iheanacho and Chidera Ejuke, who was Player of the Month for Sevilla in the previous month.
Big time, man.
I like to see what they bring to the table against an opposition like Barcelona this weekend. That's a big game, big venue. It's at the Olympic Stadium in Montjuic, and Ejuke has started well on fire. He's started like a house on fire. The jury's still out on Kelechi. No goal, no assist, and I mean there were even question marks on why was he invited for the AFCON qualifiers because he hasn't done nothing. But I'm hoping that this is a game where he can, you know, show Nigerians why he's still a powerhouse when it comes to international football. Barcelona, a team in form right now under Hansi Flick, but Sevilla also have posted some decent results. They played the derby, the El Gran Derby, and they did well against Real Betis. You know, so I'm hoping that you know, Kelechi Iheanacho can come off the bench, help the team, but Chidera Ejuke against maybe a defender, you know, like the right back for France will be a very, very interesting, you know, thing to see. For Fisayo Dele Bashiru, Lazio also are involved in a big game. It's against Juventus. You know, so our players are involved in big clashes. But Fisayo, I'm excited about him. I think that at Lazio, they've tried to manage his minutes because he figures also in the Europa League and plays in the Champions League, and they have to manage the minutes. But since he joined from Turkey, it's been an absolute revelation for them, especially on that left side of midfield. You can also join up, you know, in central areas as well. Very intelligent player as well. So I'm hoping that he can continue his form. We saw that in the AFCON qualifier against Libya. Well taken goal. In fact, he came on and, you know, that substitution we recognize changed the course of the game for Nigeria against Libya in Uyo. So I'm hoping that he can translate that to Lazio and probably, you know, maybe a goal or an assist.
Galvanizing factor, that just summarizes it really, or doesn't it? Galvanizing factor, the impact of this fantastic guy that Wale is taking his time to eulogize. And I'll be eulogizing you the next time we come around for the Super Eagles Watch podcast brought to you by Hot Sports. Yeah, Hotspot NG live from the HS Studios in Ikeja, Lagos. I and Wale will be hoping the next time we come around, we'll be saying even better things around the stars of our national team and praying for even more successes for the players when they come around for the next set of AFCON qualifiers in November 2024. Wale, thanks for coming through, bro. As always,
yes.
I enjoy this. I enjoy this.
Always great to be here. And finally, international break is done with. Let's go enjoy some fantastic European football.
Let's get ready for club football and the betting people too. I know you guys like this part. Betting people, you get what I mean. So that's been it. We'll see you some other time, and that will be soon. Take care.